Okay. Hmm. Ah, Brittany. Okay, somebody got in. I think there's a Kenneth Benjamin trying to get in also, but he's from my CIT class, and then Charles wanted me to open it up here. Um, are you having, this is Brittany Phillips or Brittany Cox?
This is Brittany Phillips.
Okay. How far, were you able to do chapter 1 and the programming exercises there at the end of chapter 1?
I haven't gotten to those just yet. I'll be getting to them tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, because the Android Studio, the only way that's going to work, the one in our book is the older one. It's not the one that you download. So in Evernote, I put today a link. Let me go here and share screen while you're here. Let's see. Okay, let me go to, I think it's this one. Yeah, these were some of the ones that the steps that I went through when I finally got it to work. And there's a, let me find our instructions. I think they're here. Yeah. Okay, so after, that's what these first few steps are here. Were you able to get the Android installed, the Studio?
Yeah, it took me forever because I got a new computer, but I did get it downloaded.
Oh, and you got it installed and working?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Did you, but you didn't, and you got the Hello World project to work?
Mhm.
Oh, all right. Because that's something that Charles was having trouble with. That's why he wanted me to come online. And I did find, did you use any of these tutorials that I gave here? Or what, how did you use just what was in the book?
I used the link somewhere that was for the Hello World project. I'm not sure where the link was. It was on Evernote, and I just
Yeah,
used that and finished it.
finished it that way. Okay. Well, that's great. So, because I ended up having to give them, there was this one that's in my Evernote. I have another Evernote note that has some links in it. And these were on lynda.com, and they really show you even more to be able to do with that. So this was the one that really looked like, after I'd gotten it running, this looked like one that would really help. So anyway, that's good. If you're getting ready to do chapter 1, then you're caught up. And if you got the Android Studio going, that was first thing. I want to make some modifications to the Hello World program, and that, or the Hello World app that you did with the Android. But we'll work on that probably next week. I'm going to give you all this week to get all the rest of chapter 1 completed, and because I know we kind of had a rough start because we never got together last week. Let's see. Let me go back here. I can find where I'm at. Oops. Wrangle Mail, Google Chrome. Where's the rest of my? There it is. Okay, and Tim or Matt's on, and Kenneth, you did get on. Okay, now you two guys are in CIT 1113. So Brittany, I don't know why Charles didn't come on, but do you have any questions, or did you just kind of want to make sure that we could do the hangout? And because if you've got the
Yeah,
Android,
I was mainly making sure about the hangout.
okay. All right. Well, then I'll go ahead and see if these guys have any questions, because they're in the fundamentals class. And so it
Okay.
looks like you've got Android going. I appreciate you coming online there. And Charles was having trouble with it, and I'm not sure if he was ever able to get it going or not. But I'll go ahead and let you log off then.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming on. Okay. Matt and Kenneth, do either one of you all have any questions? Y'all are in the straight online class, and so I've been trying to put those Google Hangout videos. The one I did for today, I'm still uploading because I wasn't able to do it with a Google Hangout. For some reason, I couldn't get the Google Hangout to come up. So it's in a video that I'll put a link on in the Evernote and in the news item, so that you can view, because today I did what was in the first part of week 2 of the Evernote schedule. So if we look here, let me see, I think that's it, yeah. So what that video will cover is we went over the answers to exercises 1 through 3, and then we also talked about the answer to number 6. And then on that video, what I also do is I cover those problems 4 and 5 that we did in class pseudocoding on one of the videos that you all could have watched. Then I put those in JavaScript. So in that video, we download Starter JavaScript, the Hello World JavaScript program, that are all in the content in D2L. And then we looked at the examples. You can click on this link in Evernote, and you'll find some the problem 4 and problem 5 in JavaScript. So what your assignment is to do, I'll also be putting this on, let's see, Wednesday and Thursday class I'll record where I give the project 1 assignment. But for right now, what your assignment is to take the problem that you pseudocoded for number 6 and put it in JavaScript code, and you can use these examples, if they'll come up here, that are on a shared drive. I actually, let me do it this way, have them on my Google Drive here. Okay, oops.
That's why you called me.
Will be, oops, what did I do with those? Oh, that is the one that says examples by week, and I've lost that folder somehow. Oh, there it is. Okay, here they are. Now, if we look at these, there's one on problem 4, which was to add 10 to a number after the user inputs it. And so what you'll see on this one, if I'm on a Mac, so I would be using Text Wrangler here. And if you look at first the Hello World, what I showed them is this starter JavaScript that you're going to be using looks like this with no code in the middle, because I have the HTML for you already. And what you'll code in here is your pseudocode line for line, and that's what I talk about in the video that I'm getting uploaded right now. But if we were to look at, say, this problem, this one was the one where it said, this is number 5, Using pseudocode or a flowchart, develop the logic for a program that accepts two numbers as input and displays the product of the numbers. So the word product tells us what? You guys can chat over there. You can have your mic on. I'm not sure which way. Let's see. Oh, you guys have your, Matt and Kenneth, y'all have your mic muted. Okay. Oh, and who else is here? Stephen. Okay. So what you're doing then, you should be seeing my screen. Let me make sure. Not sure what's going on with it. I don't want you seeing the Evernote now. Are you seeing the logic here in the Word document? That's what I want you to be seeing, and I'm not sure if you are. No, it's still showing. Okay, let me do the share screen again and see if I can get it to share something else. Share screen. Here's what I want it to share right here. Okay, so now you should be seeing the number 5, which this was the flow chart, input my number 1, input my number 2, and remember these are variable names, and so you can name those variables anything you want. This is just what the author chose to say, my number 1, my number 2. Sometimes I just use shorter ones and would say num1, num2. And then my product equals my num1 times my num2, and then output. So in JavaScript, we're going to have a line of code for each input statement, and this is our processing statement, and then a line of code for the output. So if we can look at Text Wrangler, and let me see if this is going to show up for you, or I may have to change it. Yep, looks like it, because it's going to keep showing this. Oh, there's Charles. Charles, after I get done with the CIT people, then because Brittany Phillips was on for mobile apps, and I talked to her a little bit, and so then I can visit with you, okay? So if you want to hang on there. Okay, so if we go here, let me share screen again, and this time, column 6, yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so this is the JavaScript that you'll start with every time, and then you'll put your code in the middle. So like, for instance, hello world, this is how you do an output statement in JavaScript, a document.writeLine that's called. And anything that's in between the quotes, so we changed it, like if I run it right now, it will say, hello world, this is CIT1113, 7D96. So if I go over here and I double click it and it opens in a browser window, this is what we see. Let me see if you're seeing that. No, you don't get to see it. Okay, so let me share what ran in the browser. I don't know why that's not flipping over. Okay, so this is what my when I actually ran the Hello World program, this is what came up in my browser window. Okay, so if you've gotten your pseudocode done for problem number 6, do you guys have any questions about that problem number 6? You can either turn your mic on or you can text over here, either way, in the chat. Anybody? No? Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at some of your Google Drives. Let me make sure everybody has those set up. Go to, it will let me, I think, see how many things that I have open here. Google Hangout, and then I did have, now where am I? Hold on, I'll get to it. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Now that should be just directly behind it, which it is. Oh, I was having this. Okay, what does it say now? I'm following. Okay. Okay, great, Matt. Then you don't have to stay in the Hangout. If you're okay with everything, then you're free to go ahead and log out. Oh, how to display the output 5 times. Okay, this was something that everyone seemed to struggle with. But if it said, let me ask you this, if it just said output num 1 time, how would you do that? Is what it says. Let's go back. It says actually on number 6, it says display the number 5 times. Well, what if it just said display the number 1 time? What would you do? What about just saying output whatever the variable name is, if you named it num, output num, and instead of saying times 5, because it doesn't say times 5, there is actually no processing steps in number 6. In number 6, you simply say input num, and then you say output num, output num, output num 5 times. Okay? So whenever you do your JavaScript, all you're going to have in there is you have to initialize your variables. That's what I was wanting to show you. And I don't know if it did or not. Let's see. No, that's the... Okay, so see if it'll let me show you this, but... And then we'll... Okay, there it is. Okay, so if we were doing like we did in problem 4, we had to initialize both variables. And that's where, or actually it's called declaring those variables, because you have to tell the browser that these are the 2 variables that you're going to use. So those are the only 2 lines of code that were not in the pseudocode. The input statement in pseudocode is done in JavaScript with a prompt. And so when we run this, it's going to say, please enter a number. And then whatever number you enter is going to go into my number. And then this is just something that sometimes the browser requires it. It kind of depends which browser you're running. But this just goes ahead, and anytime you multiply 1 times any number, it's still going to be that number. And that's just to confirm that it is numeric and not alphanumeric. So that's why we multiply it by 1. So that line and these 2 lines are not in your pseudocode. But this is your input statement. This is your processing statement for number 4. And your output is always document.writeLine, and then you write out your answer. Okay, so this is JavaScript for 4, and then I have the JavaScript for 5. So you can get to those in Evernote under week 2, where it says week 2 examples. If you click on that, then you can download those and run them so that you can kind of figure out how to do number 6. Okay, so you guys there, are y'all okay? Stephen, Matt, and Kenneth, are y'all okay with that? Got it. Kenneth says, oh, that's what I thought might be. I couldn't find anything with it. Okay, so Stephen got it. All right. So if that helps you guys out, then go ahead and follow what I'll go ahead and post the project assignment 1, and I'll cover it Wednesday in a video. Your assignment, that's actually your project 1, where you'll do pseudocode, flowchart, and JavaScript, and it'll be just like something that you would do on your first test. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and talk to Charles here because he's in a different class. You guys okay? You can log off if you'd like. And I'll try to do this. I'll put options out there when I'm going to be online. And then you all are welcome to come online and we can discuss anything that you're having trouble with, okay? All right. Thanks for coming online. See you later. Okay, Charles, did you, I just talked to Brittany, and she didn't seem to have any trouble at all with that Android, but she did it, she said she used one of the links. I bet she has a PC, so I don't know if that's part of our problem. Did you finally get it to work?
I can get it to take an output. Or I got it to output once to the Android, or the virtual Android.
Uh-huh.
And I figured out how to take and get on the display screen where it shows enter your name for the hint, and stuff like that, like where it's supposed to be Android text equals enter your name for the hint.
Let me see if I can get that up so I can see what you're talking about. Let's see, Android Studio. Let me go here.
Aside from what little bit I've messed with Dreamweaver, I've never messed with Eclipse or anything else like that.
Right. You have not? Is that what you said?
I have not.
Yeah, Eclipse is not. We're not going to use Eclipse in here. So let's see. Hello.
Any IDE or programming aid like Eclipse. The closest I've done was Text Wrangler for your class, and also for Ken Dewey's computer security class, because I had to take and do a little bit of Java in there.
Okay. Well, we're not. Okay, right here. Let me see if I can share screen and it'll come up there. Let's see here. With what I got. I think that's. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this should be what you got to work, right? Where it comes up with Hello World over here when you ran it. Like
yeah.
Right? Okay.
Originally, yes. Let me see if I can't. Yeah, when I originally get everything started for the very first time, that's what I see.
Okay. That's what see what this is going to do. Well, this is what the Hello World does, and here's what I was having trouble with was the emulator. And when I click OK, I tried to get it. I don't know if you can see the emulator there, but it comes up with the emulator, but it never does let the Hello World come up in mine. I don't get that emulator.
Okay. That one there.
See, it comes up where it looks like an actual Android, but it doesn't show the Hello World.
You have to hit the little play button up above and tell it to launch the emulator for whichever one you're using.
Yeah, I did that. That's why that came up, but then it doesn't do. Okay, there it is. And then launch the emulator. But it says, then it won't let me pick the device. It grays it out for some reason. Okay, let's
You
see.
probably have to create your own device.
Yeah, and I did that, and so then when I click start and launch, it does launch it.
Now, when you created your device, where was it? Not the Android
See,
device.
mine says down in the bottom, failure, install failed older SDK. And so I kept trying to update the SDK, but it never would. I never could get that error to go away. Every time I try to do the launch the emulator, it does that. Let's see what this one says. Okay, there's starting the emulator. Start.
Now, on your emulator, when you edit your Android virtual device or your AVD manager,
Yeah.
I've got it for the Nexus for Android 4.1.2 or API 16, running with the ARM.
Yeah, see, I tried that because I've tried exactly what was on that tutorial. Okay, this one is
Well, I've
not.
also told it don't use a snapshot and do not use the host GPU.
Yeah, and when I did that, then it would never let me say okay. It was kind of weird. Let me see. Is this the one? AVD for any Android 1.6. 4 is the AP. Okay, let me see if I can create a different one. AVD name. I'll just put my tester or something like that. Okay, now the device you used was Android. See, mine doesn't come up with that Android. It comes up with only Android Wear Round, Wear Square, Wear Round, Wear Square, TV. So I think maybe I don't have some stuff installed that I should have.
I'm a pack rat, so I took and I told it to download everything.
I thought I tried that. I think that's what happened on mine is that I don't have. Let me go back to Studio and SDK. I think that's it. Yeah, SDK. Okay, down here, not installed. It says Android. Well, it is doing something. Intel times 86 APIs. It didn't install. There's something that didn't install. So you have to go in each one and tell it to install it, I guess. Oh, Android 4.2.2 API 17, or did you do API?
I've got 16 is the one that I'm using.
I wonder where that. Okay, that must be going down lower. There's 14, 15. There's 16. Yeah, all of my 16 is not installed, but it doesn't seem to want to let me install it. Let's see if I do that. Oh yeah, there it is now. Install 5 packages. This one. Oh, it says that it's installing, but I don't know. It doesn't. Takes it a little while.
Yeah.
I want to see if anyone has put things on their Google Drive. What I was going to let everybody do is go ahead and what you said you've already done chapter 1 though. Some of them I haven't heard from even. Brittany was the first other one that I heard from. And let's see, doesn't anybody else know? So you're kind of ahead because what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and go through chapter 2 and then we'll probably have like a short quiz over whenever we get through 3 because that's just all not hands-on stuff but terminology. And
Okay. I just saw on your deal and everything talking, okay, now we're ready to take and do the Hello World. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is all got to be done in 1 week. Okay.
oh yeah, on Evernote.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going back and telling them. This says week 1, but then when I started week 2 here, it says if you're struggling with Android Studio, then go on to steps 3 and 4, which I mean these steps up here, and you've already done that, and complete by Wednesday of this week 2, which is August 27th, and I will not be able to be online on Monday afternoon, so I am now, but I will be online Wednesday. Let me know if the added note helps you with the Android Studio. So what I was saying is try to get this done by Wednesday, and I think you've already got all of it done, you said.
Yeah, I've got it in there where it has the I've got the named text view where it says Hello World.
Uh-huh.
I guess the text view is where you input your name. I've got the button in there where it says click me and the display for your final message basically saying hello or hello Charles or whatever it is that the final program does.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I haven't figured out how to put the on-click launcher in there,
Now,
which
is that in the book? Are you getting that from the book?
actually no, I'm getting that from the schmo who took and did the first demonstration that you had on here.
Okay, which was up at the top where it says, let's see, Developer Studio, using the layout editor. No, not this one. That was where you
Developer
download.
Android ST.
Which one?
Yeah, crap, not that one.
Was right after the Hello World, the one that says developer.android installing create project.html. No, because I think that one uses Eclipse. I found out after I put that in there. Maybe it was this one that said Bright Moments. This is the one with the blank activity. Click me. Okay. You put the click me button in there, right?
Yes, I have the click me button in there.
And then it says enter your name, click me. Yeah, I see which one you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, I got that one where in the down below, right where you have your text and everything. Once you get all that information in, your text view has layout width of a fill parent with a layout height of wrap content. Capitalize equals words. Hint equals enter your name. ID equals @+ID /name. That one there I found or enter your name, the Android hint equals. In order for it to get to say hello world properly in there without giving you some massive errors, it should take and say Android :hint equals quotations at string / hello _world. And then you go to your strings.xml. And when you click on that one, you have your
Oh, you're still in the studio, aren't you?
yes.
Okay. And you're under. Okay, let me look at where you're under. You're under which one did you say now? Menu, build.
Actually, if you're underneath res still,
Res. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, res. Okay.
there is values and then strings.xml.
I don't see the strings. Value. Oh, yeah, strings. Okay.
And then if you double click on that one,
Okay, and it comes up application.
yes, and there you've got your app name, my application / strings. When you take in hello world,
Yeah.
if you take and put in your hint box at string / hello _world, it'll actually put in what you have behind that less than sign. So if you take and type in at that point, enter your name in the hint box. That's what actually print out for you.
Where are you seeing a hint box?
Is there any way for me to take and put my screen up?
Yes. Okay, yeah, if you go to, okay, where's your screen? Let's see, right here's Google. Okay, so what you do over here at the left-hand side, if you put your mouse over there, you'll see some icons come up, and the one that's a little green screen with a arrow that goes to the right in it, that's screen
Okay.
share.
So which one am I wanting?
You don't want desktop because that'll do like it goes into a black hole. There you go. Now I got it. Okay, let's see. Yours is. Okay, so you're showing strings.html. You added all this code in here?
No, when you take and you go in and you're putting in your design here,
Uh-huh.
like let's see here. Let's go ahead and add another button in. And I put the new button down below.
Uh-huh.
You come over here, and at the top you would take and type in or put in fill parent for it to go to both sides. Where was it? Layout margins. He's telling you 40 for both margins on either side. Then down below, ID was at plus / BTN. And that one right there didn't receive a hint because that one was just standard text. So on this one, if you just type in, then it winds up having an error on that one. It's showing me an error. I've got it up here because you've hard-coded the string click me. It should be used as string at resource. So for that one there, you want at string / I've already added this one here in click me, and it doesn't put or output the string for you here. It puts the or what you have in the text for your strings here. Up here where it says click me, that's what it's trying to reference, and it's actually outputting that information in your little box.
Okay. So that's in the resources where you change that.
Yeah. And the same thing goes for like the top button up here. You've got all your basic information, your capitalized to words. Here's your hint is @string / hello world, which is the one I used. I probably should create one that says name. So it's enter your name. But at that point, it would just be, instead of hello world, it'll be name. But it's not finding one there, so I have to add a new resource. String value of name. Okay, and then if I come into strings, I've got name. Control C. B. Click me. No, I want. Enter your name. Um, Okay, now that one's doing good. But @string, say button 2. See if that. Okay, yeah, that got rid of the problem. Where I had the underlines because it was taking and seeing two different buttons, and both of them had an ID of BTN for their button.
Uh-huh.
But
I didn't know which one. But you've got click me on both of them because that's what's over in the strings.
yes,
.xml, so you could change it by changing what's in the strings.xml. Is that right?
yeah,
Oh, there's one that says enter your name.
yeah. Oh, why is it
Where is that showing up?
@string click me? Oh, why aren't you behaving?
Oh. String name.
Yeah, see, I've gotten to this point here, but I can't get it to the point where I've actually.
No start tag found. See right here. Okay, you've got an end.
Right. No start tag found.
Couldn't resolve resource at string/click. There it is. Now it's just got the one button.
Yeah, apparently I went back a little too far on that. Padding. All right. But no, like I said, overall, I'm supposed to be able to take and come in when I take and actually send it out and hit click me, and it takes my name and says hello, Charles. And according to that one site, and I'm going to have to take and get rid of some of these pages here.
I think I know where you're talking about right there was...
Yeah, and it's like he does an offhand mention of on-click listener, and that's it.
See, now, I think if you go... Let me go to these lynda.com ones. Because he might have something on... He had the installing, but then you could say... Android Studio First Look, Watch Course Introduction. Following along with demonstrations, what you need to know. Okay.
And I really haven't messed around that much with the Article 3 one that you had shown.
Okay, using menus and navigating user and managing folders in a project window. It looks like that will let us, I wonder if it lets us see all of these. Oh no, it does not. Okay, not without becoming a member. That. Do the course introduction.
Hi, I'm David Gassner, and welcome to Android Studio First Look. In this course, I'll introduce you to Android Studio, Google's IDE of the future for Android app development. First, I'll describe how to install Android Studio and where to find the...
Yeah, it's only going to let us do that one part there.
This course, Android Studio First Look, is a
one.
little different from most developer courses from lynda.com. It does not include pre-built exercise files. That's mostly because Android Studio is still in development. And so there's no guarantee. Android Studio offers a rich set of tools that let you navigate around the workspace. The workspace layout
This
itself,
one here is the one that...
unlike Eclipse,
Just
which has the concept of multiple perspective.
Which one?
This one here is the one that I was using, brightmoment.com.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's where I went to.
And you have all this information where he's taking and telling you this right up in here, which is where I had most of mine set up to. So you've got your enter your name, your click me, and then your output line right here. But then when he comes down here, into this point here, the development process is unchanged. Set up instance variable for the components, inflate the UI from the layout file, then implement the on-click listener interface and register it with the button. Okay, what button or what icon am I supposed to take and click to get this and do that? And then he goes, here's the code that I wrote because I'm not too thrilled with what we have here, but I'm going to have to look and see if Google decides to go with his ID of choice.
Yeah. Okay, well, I haven't messed with that yet. You're going to have to give me a chance to go through that. And you've done a lot. I mean, what you've done so far is more than anybody else. So I'm going to go in and see what I can find out on that one because I was trying to work through that and I couldn't either. So that's why I went over to that lynda.com when I may have to join that because they're more step-by-step than what some of these other tutorials, and they're done by educators too. So I may have to go ahead and then I can get you all the access to it, but I got to find out. Let me play around with it, and I'll try to, we'll get back online Wednesday, or I'll see you Wednesday. Didn't you say you're over there on Wednesday?
On Thursday. I am there on Mondays and Thursdays.
Thursday, okay. Well,
Yeah.
check with me on Thursday because I said to have what you have is already completed. What needed to be done by Wednesday, so the
Okay.
rest of it's just what we're going to work some more and see what we can figure out with that studio. And you can go ahead if you want to and start chapter 2, and I'll give you the assignment for it.
Okay, and then you already have my shared folder for the school folder.
Yeah, let me make sure, but I'm pretty sure I saw yours. Let's see. 'Cause yours was. Okay, where's the set? There's Google Drive. Okay, so why is that not coming up? Drive. Alright, this would be Mobile 23 app. Oh, hold on. Share with me, Charles. Yes, I see chapters 1, 2, and 3, and your shared folder. There is all the programming exercises. Chapter 1, review questions. Okay, yeah, I've got it all right here.
Okay. Well, in that case, I need to move my Hello World over into that
Yeah, and
folder.
if you just share the 2093 mobile app, you shouldn't have to share anything else that you put in there. I think it's not. Well, I don't know why I'm seeing it because it doesn't. It says it's not shared, but I see it, so I'm not sure why. Oh no, that's my folder. Okay, so where is? Let me go back down to shared with me again.
There.
Oh, there's yours right here. I see it. It says Charles Stevens Vault 2093 mobile app development. Okay, and it is shared. All right, that's good.
I just dropped in that whole Hello World
Okay.
folder of mine and everything into it for the Android Studio.
Okay, let me
There it just went.
move in there. Move. Yeah, there we go. And there's the Hello World. You know, I'm wondering if you'll have to zip that and then let me download it as a zipped file because I wouldn't know. HelloWorld.iml. I don't know. I think that's what you need to do is zip that before you upload it to me there, that Hello World, and it needs to go in chapter 1 because that's really where, well, no, that's chapter 3 or 4, isn't it? Okay, so that's fine to say Hello World there, but you need to go in here and take these out and zip them and then upload the zipped file for me.
Okay, so I would have to zip the entire.
Yeah, because you've got you know how to do that, right? You just select all of these, right click, and say compress.
Okay, I'll have to do that in Finder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then I don't know, I wonder which one I click on to make it run.
That's the one thing I've been trying to figure out.
Because if okay, let me go to my studio. My application, file, import, module, and import project. Save all, synchronize, export to HTML. I'll have to do some playing around with these different ways that you import and export, because this or save all, but this export to HTML may be the way that we do it to be able to see it. I don't know. But I've seen yours anyway. I know what you're doing, so I'll give you credit on there.
I think it's the build.gradle because I just took and opened it, and it's what brought up all my stuff.
How did you get those files? Where did you get those files from? Did you do file save as or something, or is that the export.
This is actually the folder that the entire thing from Hello World or Android Studio
Okay.
populates. This is the entire thing. It's not the actual end product where you create your API to send out to market.
Okay. Let's see. This is on. Yeah, let me see. So it puts that inside applications. No, where does it put that folder?
When you first start up your Android Studio,
Uh-huh.
so if you go in there and you tell it to close the project,
Uh-huh.
hit New Project, your project location is where that bundle of
Oh,
folders is.
I see. Desktop. Mine's on desktop Android. Okay. And so you went into there and just found all of the. See, that's on
Well,
desktop.
no, I just took and told it to go to the share folder
Uh-huh.
and create the shared folder there, or the actual
Okay,
application
I
folder there.
see. Yeah, I see. And then you clicked on, what did you say you clicked on to get everything to come up?
I had hit the build.gradle,
Okay.
and I told it to open the build.gradle.
Okay. Build on Gradle. Okay, yeah, I see that stuff now. Whatever. Okay. All right. Well, then that helps a lot, and I'll mess with that stuff and see if we can get play around with it. I need to have an Android to see if we can, because you're supposed to be able, I thought, to actually run it on an Android without having to pay like you do with the iPhone apps. So
I
I don't
haven't
know.
tried it. I've got an S4 here that's my personal phone,
Uh-huh.
and I've been trying to get it to work with the emulator first before I went to plugging my phone in, because I
Uh-huh.
know it's saying if you're running with a Mac and you have an Android phone, it's
Uh-huh.
very easy. Here, you plug it in, and you're pretty much ready to go. If you're running with a Windows machine, you've actually got to download the software uh, in order to be able to actually output the information to the Android phone.
Wow. Okay, so you've been able to do that, huh?
Well, I haven't, like I said, messed with my S4. I've
Uh-huh.
been messing with the Nexus 4 emulator that comes with Android Studio.
Uh-huh.
Uh, until I can get a working model on the Android Studio, I'm not really wanting to put it on my phone.
Right, right. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to see if they won't get me an Android phone because I need to test that out because I got my iPhone. We've got another iPhone on order to be able to do this stuff with, so I don't mess up my personal phone. So.
Yeah, I'm volunteering my wife's iPhone and everything for my trials when I get to that point.
Your wife's phone. Okay.
Well, her phone is kind of messing up on her, so I'm
Oh.
hoping that come September, Apple will finally release their iPhone 6,
Yeah, that's what we're waiting for.
and I can get her the iPhone 6, and then I can take and use her Android or her iPhone 4 that she's currently got as my test bed.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna log off here. It's getting kind of late, and we'll get together for sure again on Thursday. Then what hours are you there on Thursday?
I show up about 8:45, and I'm done
Oh.
with the work study about 2 o'clock.
Oh, okay. That'll work great because I'll be done like at 12:15, I think, and so then we can get together after that.
Yeah, and I'm there from 2 o'clock to 5:40, just waiting for my next class to show up.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All
So
right.
I've got plenty of time in my nice little office that they're letting me use right now for homework. So I'm like, okay, sweet. No kids to take and pester me, and
Yep.
nice and quiet.
That's right. Okay. Well, we'll get together then on Thursday, and thanks for hanging in there with me. We'll talk
Not
to
a
you later.
problem.
All right.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.